Hello, guys. This is KILLEXs here. I'm starting a new series, which is gonna be me reading creepypastas while playing, games and stuff. So gaming commentary creepypasta. All right. The first one I'm ever gonna do is like the first time I ever did it. So, comment below if I do anything wrong. And all right, I'll start right now. The one I'm doing today is Cove. It's classic. A lot of you probably know it. Some people not heard of it. It's okay. I'll read it to you right now. Alright, here we go. Net Nostalgia Forum Television Local. Skyshell 033. Subject Candle Cove Local Kid Show question mark. Does anyone remember this kid show? It was called Candle Cove and I must have been 6 or 7. I never found reference to it anywhere, so I think it was on a local station around 1971 or 1972. I lived in Ironton at the time. I don't remember which station, but I do remember it was on at a weird time, like 4 p.m. Mike Painter 65. Subject RE double dot Candle Cove local kitsch show question mark. It seems really familiar to me. I grew up outside of Ashland and I was 9 years old in 72. Cove was it about pirates? I remember a pirate marionette at the mouth of a cave talking to a little girl. Sky Shell 033. Yes, okay. I'm not crazy. I remember Pirate Percy. I was always kind of scared of him. He looked like he was built from parts of our dolls, real low budget. His head was an old porcelain baby doll, looked like an antique that didn't belong to on the buy. I don't remember what station this was. I don't think it was W2SF though. Jaren 2005. Sorry to resurrect this old thread, but I know exactly what show you mean, Skyshell. I think Candle Cove ran for only a couple months in 71, not 72. I was 12 and I watched it a few times with my brother. It was channel 58. Whatever station that was, my mom would let me switch to it after news. Let me see what I remember. It took place in Candle Cove and it was about a little girl who imagined herself to be friends with pirates. The pirate ship was called the Laughingstock and Pirate Percy wasn't a very good pirate because he got scared too easily, and there was Calliope music constantly playing. Don't remember the girl's name, Janice or Jades or something. Think it was Janice. Skyshell 033. Thank you, Jaren. Memories flooded back when you mentioned the Laughingstock in Channel 58. I remember the bow of the ship was a one-smiling face with the lower jaw submerged. It looked like it was swallowing the sea, and it had that awful Ed Wynn voice and laugh. I especially remember how jarring it was when they switched from the wooden/plastic model to the foam puppet version of the head that talked. Mike Parent 65. Haha, I remember now too. Do you remember this part, Skyshell? You have to go inside. Skyshell 033. Ugh, Mike. I got the chill reading that. Yes, I remember. That's what the ship always told Percy. When there was a spooky place he had to go in, like a cave or a dark room where the treasure was, and the camera would push in on Laughingstock's face with each pause. You have to go inside with his two eyes askew and that flopping foam jaw and the fishing line that opened and closed. Ugh. It just looked cheap and awful. You guys remember the villain? He had a face that was just a handlebar mustache above really tall narrow teeth. Kevin Hart. I honestly thought the villain was Pirate Piercy. I was about 5 when this show was on. Nightmare Fuel during 2005. That wasn't the villain. The puppet with the mustache, that was the villain's sidekick. Horace Horrible. He had a monocle too, but it was on top of the mustache. I used to think that meant he had only one eye. But yeah, the villain was another marionette. The Skin Taker. I can't believe what they let us watch back then. Kevin Hart. Jesus H. Christ. The Skin Taker. What kind of a kid show were we watching? I seriously could not look at the screen when the Skin Taker showed up. He just descended out of nowhere on his strings. Just a dirty skeleton wearing that brown top hat and cape, and his glass eyes that were too big for his skull. Christ almighty. SkyShell033. Wasn't his top hat and cloak all sewn up crazily? Wasn't that supposed to be a children's skin? Mike Parent 65. Yeah, I think so. Remember his mouth didn't open and close. His jaws just slid back and forth. I remember the little girl said, "Why does your mouth move like that?" And the Skin Taker didn't look at the girl, but at the camera, and said, "To grind your skin." SkyShell033. I'm so relieved that other people remember this terrible show. I used to have this awful a bad dream. I had where the opening jingle ended, the show faded in from black, and all the characters were there, but the camera was just cutting to each of their faces, and they were just screaming, and the puppets, marionettes were flying spastically, and just all screaming. The girl was just moaning and crying like she had been through hours of this. I woke up so many times from that nightmare. I used to want the bed when I had it. Kevin Hart. I don't think that was a dream. I remember that. I remember that was an episode. SkyShield033. No, not possible. There was no plot or anything. I mean, literally, just standing in the place, crying and screaming for the whole show. Kevin Hart. Maybe I'm manufacturing the memory because you said that, but I swear to God I remember seeing what you described. They just screamed. During 2005. Oh God, yes, the little girl Janice. I remember seeing her shake and the Skin Taker screaming through his gnashing teeth, his jaw careening so wildly I thought it would come off of his wire hinges. I just turned it off, and it was the last time I watched. I ran to tell my brother, and we didn't have courage to turn it back on. I visited Mike Parent 65. I visited my mom today at the nursing home. I asked her about when I was little in the early 70s when I was 8 or 9 if she remembered the kids show canceled. She said she was surprised I could remember that. I asked why, and she said because I used to think it was so strange that you said, "I'm gonna go watch Cove now, Mom," and then you turned the TV to Stacks and Judson watched Dead Air for 30 minutes. You had a big imagination with your little pirate show. Alright guys, that's Cove. It's actually pretty good. I haven't actually read it. I heard about it and stuff. The next one, I'm gonna probably make one tomorrow. Because it's my first time doing it and I'm actually quite enjoying it. So I'll make another one. Alright guys, see you later.